Working on my 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, and I already decided maybe I should do a video. I don't know exactly how to go about this the fastest and easiest way. I don't work in a body shop. I don't work in a dealership, but I've done this job a number of times. I'm going to be changing the window regulator. This one comes with a motor. You can get them with or without the motor. The price is almost the same, so might as well get the motor. My window works, but I gotta help it. I started this. There's a screw right up here. There's a cap on that. Where's the cap at? Here's the cap right here. By the way, this little tool tray, rolling tool tray from Harbor Freight for $100. I love it. I just bought it, and it's adjustable. The height, you can raise it up high, so if you're working over the hood or something and you're up there on top, you got stuff handy right there. I hate it when stuff falls down in the motor that I'm trying to set up there someplace. Anyway, start popping these things off with these little tools like this. These come in different shapes and sizes. This one has a separator. You squeeze the handle and it'll separate these keepers, these plastic keepers in here. Of course, you're always going to break a couple of them. Don't worry about it. You don't need all of them. There's a screw here in the door where you grab the door to close it. There's a screw in there. There's one in here, or there's supposed to be, but it's not there. It was missing. There it is up on top, up here on the upper corner. So I pulled this off on the top. I left the bottom ones hooked up for the moment. I'm going to disconnect the wiring. I'm going to unplug these wires. I'm going to disconnect my linkage to the door and lock door handle, for opening and closing. I'm going to disconnect that linkage, and I'm going to unplug this master switch. And then I'm going to go on ahead and take the rest of the panel off from underneath. These keepers were a little bit tight on there. I'm going to push this one back on and show how I got it off. I took a screwdriver blade right here behind this side of it and held this with one hand and pushed the screwdriver blade into the bottom of that, and it popped off of there and came out here like this one is now. These clips that I got, a lot of them are a two-piece. They plug into a hole. The clip on the panel has a little needle or a point on it that plugs into these holes. This one here is different, and it's stuck. It came off the door, off the panel and stuck here. And what I'm going to do is spray a little WD behind it to moisten it, because these get old and the plastic gets brittle, and you almost never get all of them back. You almost always have a couple or three that broke, and if you don't have any like that, then you just got to put it together without them. Some sloppy people will just run sheet metal screws right through the panel into the door. I don't like doing that. That'd be a last resort, and it'd have to be on a total junk vehicle. But so I'm going to spray a little bit on there, and then I'm going to stick this tool behind it and carefully work it off of there. I got an assortment of these with maybe 20 different sizes and different kinds, but they're always the wrong ones. So there's about probably 500 different ones out there. Every vehicles are different. Okay, I broke that one. I was wrong. It was another two-piece just like the rest of these, and I tried to pull the bottom piece off with the top piece still in it, and I broke the bottom piece. The top piece is still good though, so I'll save that. So I'll just be without one. So if you see one like what it did a minute ago, what it looked like with this part still on, don't hook underneath the very bottom one that's next to the metal. Hook above that one. And pull it off, because this is the part that got stuck, not that. I just took the speaker screws out to give me more room, more access to see what's going on in there. I know I gotta take these screws off, but I probably need to lower the window first. This one here will probably come off as well. So I'll probably need to lower the window, which means I need to plug in the master switch or pop it out of the panel and just leave it plugged in over here. So what I might do, I'll see here in a minute. I'm going to pull this wire for the window, and this little clip here, I got to push that down. If it'll go down, if they don't, spray it, use a tool on it, whatever it takes, pull that down. And then I got to press this release right here, and then with my other hand, when I set the camera down, I can pull the wire out of it. Got that off. I can bring the window motor over here, the new one, and plug it into this and see if it plugs in properly. I'm kind of looking at these things right now, these little things on there, to see if it is going to look right off the bat first. It does look good. I'm going to bring this over there and see if it plugs in. Before I let the window down, I don't know if I said it already or not, but that new plug does plug in real good right here. I took a reusable zip tie and pulled these things up out of the way, and I'm going to try to do this leaving the window up all the way, because that could very well be somebody's issue. The motor doesn't work at all and they can't move the window. So I'm going to see if I can do it with the window all the way up. It's looking like it's going to go on in this position. I see the track right here, and the motor's over here to the right, and the track got 2 bolts up here on top. I don't know what this bolt is. That might be part of it. And we got one on the bottom. I gotta look this thing over. Where's the bolt on the bottom? I don't know. That might not be part of the track. I'll find out in a minute. Anyway, these are all 10 millimeter. I was wrong about my orientation. I thought they sent me the wrong side, because I had it sitting like this. I thought these screws here go right through here, but I was wrong. This thing comes with new screws, and they're already on there. And so these brackets here are what bolt on to the door. One on the bottom, it's here. I don't know what the motor does just yet. And then the 2 on top and 1 in the middle. So we're going to find out how the motor bolts on. Wrong again. Motor doesn't bolt on this way, it bolts on this way. These little spring clips, apparently there is just a push-on pin on the window. I can see these clips up here. Okay, on both sides I can see that. So I guess it doesn't really matter what position your window is in. Looks like you're going to have access to that just about anywhere. Sorry about the zooming in by accident. So I'm going to reach up there with a little hook like a seal pick and pull those clips out and see if I can get that thing to come down without the window on it, and then go ahead and unbolt all of these things. I'll tie the window up with something. Well, I did lower the window down. I did plug the window motor back in and plug this back into the panel and lowered the window down, and popped those pins from the window out. I'll show them. Let's see if we can see them from here. I don't know, but anyway, you can imagine the pins that have to plug into through these things here. So, and then I got that off, and then I just kind of wedged the window, let the window down a little bit, and then I wedged it in there at an angle so that the corner of this is stuck in the guide, the window track, and the lower corner over here is stuck in the track. And the window's just staying there for me. Hopefully it'll be okay. It's not going to drop out of there. And I took these screws out. All but one of these screws has a keyhole slot that lets you just leave the nuts and the screws on here, and then you can wiggle this thing into position and drop your keyhole screw in here, all but this one. The motor has 3 of them, and then one on the bottom. Oh, the one in the middle does not have a keyhole slot. Let me take that screw out. Okay, so the rest of them are keyholes, so we can just set them into place, let it drop down, and then let this one drop over here to that side till you can find this hole. That'll help position it. Okay, it's all but out of there. Just stick your speaker back up in the hole part way there. The magnet will kind of hold it or whatever, and then get this thing out the bottom. I got it in there. Okay, you want to put the motor in first, but forget the keyhole slots. You can't use them. The screws got to come in through the bottom of the keyhole. They can't. The nuts won't. The motor won't. The motor's hitting this part up here on the inside before it will go in there. And the same thing with the rack. It's not worth it. You can leave this screw in and use the keyhole for that one if you want. The rest of them all need to come out. I just spent probably 20 minutes fighting with this thing. Took it out, checked it, and put it back in. Don't use the keyholes. It ain't worth it. Okay, so I'm going to tighten this thing down, and I'm going to get the window in position to try to snap those pins on the window into these things here that lift it. Where are they? These things here. I got this one snapped in right through the hole there. The other side is giving me a little bit of a problem. I'm going to push something, screwdriver or something, through the hole against this side, and then stick my hand in the back side and try to pull and pop it in that way. I'll get it one way or another. Well, I popped it in, but I can see that the plastic thing is not pushed tight up against the rubber grommet or whatever the thing is in the back side of it. So, and the pin is not coming through the hole all the way. It snapped and popped like it went in, but I can see it's not all the way like this one is. It just needs to go in about another 1/8 of an inch. So don't let that happen to you. Fight with it till you get it all the way in. Okay, what happened with it, the one on this side, I'll show you over here on this one, is that when I pushed it in, the keeper, the pin there, had popped back out a little bit, and it wasn't back in all the way. And so when I held it together tight, and then I pushed on the pin, and it went in all the way, and now it's snug. Now it's like it should be. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this thing back together. Before you put everything completely back together, plug in your panel, turn your key on, and work that window up and down. It's going up and down, but I do have a problem. It's running into a snag over here on this side. Not sure what it is yet, but it's tight over there. Seems to be getting better, but I'm gonna look into that before I put this panel back on. All back together, works good. Was having trouble going down. I mean, yeah, going down with the old window thing there, regulator. Now the new one goes down better, but has a little bit of trouble. Snags a little bit on the way up. So I don't know. The screw that was in here on mine was a Torx. It was wrong. It was a machine screw. It should have been more of a almost like a wood screw that goes into like a plastic grommet. And that's what I had over on that side. I checked it to see what it was, and it was the same as the screws, the 4 screws in the speaker. So I went through my junk and I found one almost the same, real close, and with a Phillips head on it, and it went right in there. So, well, that's it for this. Thanks for watching.